Okay, so let's talk niche, okay? Finding your niche. I had like a love-hate relationship with finding my niche because I really struggled with it, and I still kind of struggle with it because I don't think you go from A to Z, and I think that's perfectly okay. And in this video, I'm just going to be breaking down what is a niche and some tips that can help you actually find your niche. So a niche is a focused targeted area that you serve particularly well, and the smaller the niche, the better. You need to be really specific. So let me just give you a few examples of a basic niche, a broad niche. You have fitness, you have lifestyle, you have beauty. Now, these are really broad niches, and a lot of people make the mistake of saying, well, I'm in the fitness niche or I'm in the lifestyle niche. And that's kind of a big mistake to make because it's kind of like you're talking to everyone and not one specific group of people. So what you want to do is you want to go niche. You want to niche yourself down. So let me give you an example of for fitness instructors. I coach fitness instructors on how to attract more clients every single month. I help women over 50 create a youthful makeup look. Or another one is I teach stay-at-home mums how to run a successful online business from the comfort of their own home. So you get the picture. That's how you go niche. You need to really narrow down the target audience that you're talking to. And I know this might be a little bit mind-boggling for some people. You might be thinking, well, why can certain people like Kim Kardashian just talk about everything? Well, that's because Kim Kardashian is extremely famous, and no matter what she talks about, even if she talks about, you know, how she makes her eggs, people are going to tune in. But when you are first getting started, nobody knows who you are. And I'm sorry to say, nobody's really interested in who you are, and it's the same thing with me. So you got to pick a niche, okay? So please don't come up with your niche is fitness, because it's like, yeah, but what kind of fitness? Do you coach women? Do you coach women who have just given birth? Do you coach men? What kind of coaching is it? Is it yoga? Is it weight training? Like, what is it? You need a niche down. I'm sure by now you got the picture. So what's your niche? Tell me what's your niche. Okay, I'm goofy. So I'm going to tell you 4 ways on how to find your niche, because I personally really struggled when I became a copywriter. Everyone's like, you gotta go niche. And I really didn't have a clue. I have found my niche now. I'm a copywriter for life coaches. I work mainly, and if I want to go even more niche, I work mainly with women life coaches. But at the start, I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I'm going to give you 4 quick tips that I use to find my niche. Okay, number 1, you gotta explore it and you gotta try it all. That's right. If you have no idea what your niche is, you really are gonna have to try everything. That's a good thing, because that's how you find your niche. So if you're jumping between a couple of categories, say you like fashion, but you also like makeup, but you also like marketing, it's like fun for a whole week, you know, like post about it, write about it, create content, and you'll start to find one that you find easier to create content for, or whatever it is that you do. And I think that's when you know, okay, like this is more my niche. You maybe struggling with content for fashion, but like to do fitness content is really super easy for you. So I would say the one where it's not a struggle to think in ideas or content. Another really good way to find your niche is actually sit down and think about, who do you want to work with? Like, who's your ideal client? For me, I knew I wanted to work with other women, and I wanted to work with other women who are inspirational and who are creating a lot of impact in the world and helping other women. So that naturally kind of drove me towards women life coaches. And I also found that I kind of vibed a lot with that audience. I just found it easy to speak to them. I felt like I could really understand what they needed in terms of copywriting. So it just kind of gelled, and I think that's a really good tip. Sit down and think about who you want to work with. Point in going into a niche that you think you might like, but you may not like the target audience, or you may not think that you work well with them. So that's a big no-no. Another good way to find out what your niche is check out your competition on that niche. have a look at what they're doing, and then see if you can actually visualize yourself doing the same thing, if you can imagine yourself in their place, and that's a really good way to kind of gauge if that is the right niche for you. And the last one, if you get really stuck and those 3 methods just don't work for you, which, you know, is highly likely because I know how extremely hard it is to find your niche, and that is just sit down and make a list of all the things that you're passionate about, all the things you're good at. Ask friends and family like what they think you're good at, or think about what they come to you for advice. This is normally a really good way to kind of find out what your niche is, and then just like, as I said, just experiment different things. Don't get like too bogged down with this or too overwhelmed or overcomplicate it. It's better to pick a niche than to waste time not picking a niche at all, because in time you will figure out if that is your niche, and it may actually then lead you to something that you're like, hey, this is actually what I want to do. So it's better just to go with something, even if you're not 100% sure. It doesn't matter, it will always eventually take you to the niche that you are meant to be in, and that's kind of what happened to me. And I'm still like not 100% like niche. It's still kind of evolving as time goes on, and I think that's normal. I don't think people should put a huge amount of pressure, especially if they're first starting out, on getting like a specific niche, because a lot of people I know, whether it's copywriters, coaches, fitness instructors, within the first year of starting their business, it does kind of evolve and like they chop and change, and that's totally fine, because to be honest, you really need to have to do that to find the right niche for you. You know, it's not like one shoe fits all, and like your ideas will change. You might think that you liked a specific thing, but then it turns out you don't like it. You like something much better, or you're much better at something. So I would just say like don't stress about finding a niche. I want to say to the people who do have a niche and they're 100% sure and they're like, no, this is my niche, this is what I'm doing, don't get too stuck in your niche. Like, also don't be afraid to try different things, even if it's without your niche, because I feel like when you do that, you're more authentic, you're more yourself. Like, just stay true to yourself, because you are your own niche, if you get what I'm saying, if that makes sense. So don't be afraid to show other parts, even if you have 100% found your niche. You know, if your niche is coaching people how to walk their dog properly, like, you don't always have to talk about dogs. You can sometimes show something completely different. I don't know, you may want to show a cat, you may want to show yourself how you love vegan food. Whatever it is, don't get too stuck in your niche. Guys, enjoyed the video. This is a new channel, so I really appreciate the love and support. If you found this video helpful, just to give me a subscribe and a thumbs up, because that helps the algorithm and it means my content can reach more people that actually want to see my content. Thanks. Peace.